Do you like the NFL more than the NBA? I do, and I know producer Jack does as well, but we are getting our butts kicked here on Chat Sports by our NBA coverage. Maybe it's because the finals are here and the offseason's almost there, I know, but let's prove to the bosses that you want more NFL coverage. To help show me or show them that you want it, like the video for today right now. Today's NFL Daily Video is presented by Aura, the all-in-one digital safety tool to help protect your information, both identity and financial-wise, safe from hackers online. And they're giving you a free 14-day trial when you head over to aura.com/chatsports. That link, by the way, will be in both the comment section and in the description of today's video. Here's what's coming up on tap for today's NFL Daily. Some Jimmy Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield latest, including some potential trade rumors out there. DK Metcalf trade, is he sticking around? What's going on there? And the Lamar Jackson situation, which remains a little bit weird for the NFL. We're going to begin with the Jimmy G and Baker Mayfield stuff. ESPN's Dan Graziano talked to some unnamed NFL execs about both players. The takeaway was the most linked and likely destination for each player was Jimmy G to Carolina and Baker Mayfield to Seattle. However, it might not be coming via a trade. We are now into June, and there haven't been that much progress on trade talks for either side. Here's what ESPN wrote on both. Quote, "The majority of the people to whom I spoke to for this story is what it should have been, typo ESPN, believe both players will likely end up being released. A couple of people thought Garoppolo might still draw trade interest, provided an acquiring team could work out something to knock down the salary or spread it out over a couple of years." Jimmy G, when healthy, is a starting caliber quarterback. Is he elite? No. That is why the Niners gave up all those picks to go get Trey. Let's hope he could be more than what Jimmy Garoppolo has been. The contract for both Jimmy G and for Baker Mayfield is a real problem. Baker's got an $18.8 million base salary, fully guaranteed this year. Tough to work out that. Jimmy G's are around $25 million, but you could maybe ask him to take less or, reduce that value down a little bit with an extension, a fake extension. It is possible, but it is a complication there. Plus the injury issues for both players as well. We are far from done with this conversation of that, I promise you. But if you could pick one of these guys, you have to pick one for your franchise. Who would it be? Type BM for Baker Mayfield or JG for Jimmy Garoppolo. This question is our pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know which QB you would rather have. In the end, fit really matters for this particular conversation and question. If you are a contender who is close, you're trying to save your job and you want the reliable, proven option, it's Garoppolo. He has been a better quarterback overall, even against the ups and downs of Baker. If you're gambling on a young franchise guy, well, Baker's got more upside. He's got more potential to recapture the brief glimpses of top 10 quarterback play we have seen. That's why I think Carolina, trying to save their jobs, makes a lot of sense for Jimmy Garoppolo. Seattle, taking a flyer on a maybe franchise QB, makes a lot more sense for Baker Mayfield in the end. Now, there were 4 other teams briefly linked in that rather lengthy ESPN Insider article. The Falcons, who are not going to go that route because they drafted Desmond Ridder and are going to roll with Marcus Mariota, but they don't have a great quarterback room. The Saints, on the guise of, is Winston healthy? Yes, I think he is. The Lions, is Jared Goff the guy? Not really. They were mentioned specifically for Baker Mayfield. I think the Saints more for Jimmy Garoppolo. The Vikings, you can move on from Kirk Cousins in a year, which can't actually do so. Remember that sometimes, folks, unnamed and anonymous NFL executives, sometimes not the smartest people out there either. There was also one unnamed exec, at least I assumed exec, wasn't specified, but the headline said executive, so that's what I'm going with there. Said this: why not trade them for each other? San Francisco saves money. Cleveland gets a better backup option than Brissett. Baker gets to work with Kyle for a year and could be next year's Trubisky. I think both sides say no. It does start to make sense for Cleveland if Deshaun's gone for the entire year, but you're then going to pay Jimmy G $25 million. That doesn't make sense for them. And the Niners do save some money, but if they were trying to save money, you just cut Garoppolo and move on at that point. So I actually don't think that works that well for either side. Here's a note from our friends over at Aura. They offer financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, and online and device security and family plans for up to 5 different people. Start your free trial today at aura.com/chatsports. That link will be in the comments section and in the description of today's video. If you're like most Americans, at some point your credit card, debit card, whatever, has been compromised, probably through no fault of your own. There have been 2 times, actually, in which I've had my credit card in my hand and there's a suspicious charge from, 300 miles away. Definitely wasn't me. So use Aura to help protect your financial information online. Keep it safe and your identity safe as well. Free 14-day trial. Cancel at any time at aura.com/chatsports. That link, once again, in the comments section and in the description. Let's talk Lamar Jackson now, as things are interesting on this front. Report is he is expected. The expectation is that he will be at mandatory minute after he skipped OTAs for the first time in his career. So a change on that front, unlike maybe a Brady, a Rodgers, or a Kyler Murray, that is different this year. Lamar is in the last year of his deal with, as of this point, no major movement on an extension, despite the team not leaking, outright saying publicly that they want to get a deal done, but they're waiting on Lamar to hold up his end of the bargain. Now remember, Lamar has no agent, which is, I think, a big factor in this whole thing. Pro Football Talks Mike Florio has 3 theories as to why we could have this no OTAs, no contract progress from Lamar. Number 1, he wants out of Baltimore. Would be kind of weird since they're good. Number 2, he wants a record deal without having to do any of the contract negotiation stuff, which kind of makes sense with no agent, but it's a weird way of going about it, but the whole thing's weird, right? Number 3, Lamar doesn't know what he wants, and he just chose to skip OTAs because he's not sure what he wants to do there. I'll say this. It is a weird situation for a franchise caliber quarterback who already has 1 NFL MVP to not be like, yes, I would like big-time money. Kyler Murray has no MVPs, no playoff success, and is like, pay me now. And Lamar's like, I'm cool. I don't need one right now. It's an unusual situation. A trade I don't foresee happening. An extension is the goal, I think, this offseason. So will the Ravens and Lamar get a deal done this offseason? Type in Y for yes, or you can type in N for no. We do know this about the quarterback contract market. It only goes upwards. Deshaun Watson has already surpassed Mahomes, and outside of like Aaron Rodgers caliber quarterbacks, the Watson deal is going to be what all these young franchise quarterbacks want, because he's getting $46 million per year, and all of it was guaranteed, despite all of the legal off-the-field stuff, or I should say civil stuff at this point. Watson got a fully guaranteed contract. And by the way, the Ravens owner publicly was like, I don't like that deal, because Lamar might want that. And that's an issue. Watson shouldn't have been the one to do that deal. The Browns did, resetting the market in the process. Now, Jackson, although not being great last year because of injury, has been a franchise caliber quarterback. If we redo that draft class, he's going top 3 at minimum pretty easily. So for Lamar, should be a matter of when, not if he gets paid. Yet somehow it seems that he himself has been the biggest roadblock to getting a new deal done. The whole thing is weird, and we will keep you covered on it here at Chat Sports. If you want more free NFL videos, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. We are almost to 303,000 subscribers. It's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Keep it going. Hit that big red button right now. Let's go to DK Metcalf, as he missed mandatory minicamp as he wants a big fat new contract, understandably so. The Seahawks claim they want to pay him. Fair or not, the way the Russell Wilson stuff went down with intentions and we want to pay him whatever, that has thrown doubt into what is publicly said around DK and other players. Here's what Pete Carroll said. These are crucial weeks to get something done, and we'll see what happens and hope that we can work something out. We really intend to get that deal done. That's not like we're going to do it. That leaves the door open to something other than paying one of the best young receivers in the NFL. So what do you think will end up happening with one DK Metcalf? Will Seattle pay him? Type in P. Will they trade him? Type in T. Or will they choose to wait and do nothing? If so, type in W. In his 3-year career, Metcalf has been one of the more dynamic vertical threats in the NFL. On average, 1,000 yards and about 10 touchdowns. That is very impressive level of production. And the cost is pretty straightforward for a guy of Metcalf's caliber. At minimum, you should expect $25 million. That is what A.J. Brown got on a 4-year, $100 million deal after he was dealt by Tennessee to Philadelphia. Could Metcalf try to push for more? Maybe 25, 26, 27? Sure. But if he is going to take $25 million right now, do it. That should be the fair market value baseline of a contract. You can look at what other players have got. DJ Moore got $20 million. That was somewhat team-friendly, especially now. But I would anticipate Metcalf winning that $25 million range. Seattle, they are rebuilding. But you know what? DK fits that timeline. So if I were Seattle, I'd pay him as soon as possible.